Brexit trade talks could be upended by Emmanuel Macron after he sent a serious warning to Michel Barnier that he risks dividing the EU. The French president said earlier this week that he will not accept an agreement that does not respect our long-term interests, amid fears Mr. Macron could veto a trade deal between the UK and EU at the last minute. Member states have been pressuring Mr. Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator in Brexit talks, to show them the contents of the deal before finalising an agreement with the UK. Mr. Barnier is still in London, attempting to resolve disagreements over fisheries, state aid and a so-called level playing field on trading standards. The talks have been in a state of stalemate for months as the deadline for the end of the transition period draws closer. Mr. Macron has reportedly sent a serious warning to Mr. Barnier, urging him to stand by his red lines and deny the UK any concessions. An unnamed EU source told The Telegraph that the European Commission received a serious warning from Macron that concessions on key negotiating lines risked dividing member states. Mr. Macron, alongside leaders from 7 other coastal nations in the EU, have called on Mr. Barnier to ensure access to UK waters is preserved. The French president said earlier this week, "We will be particularly vigilant about the conditions of fair competition, today and for the long term, and the question of fish." Analysis by journalist Wolfgang Munchau on Spectator TV last week highlighted how France could veto a deal. He said, "The danger now is not the trade negotiators, they are doing a good job. The difficulty they have is to ensure when they come up with this trade agreement, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Macron will do the right thing and not start to extend this and make another unreasonable demand. They are nervous because they may have to ratify an 1,800-page piece of text in a week. They may see things during the process, so even if things are agreed, ratification could be a very messy procedure." Conservative MP Andrew Bridgen told Express last month that the EU's fishing demands have been absurd. He added, "It's like someone renting a property off you, terminating the agreement, and then demanding they keep 80% of the back garden. Who is going to agree to that? That's not how it works. It's absurd."